I'll do my best. Mayor, we're ready when you are.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the March 14, 2022 Board of Aldermen meeting. I now call the meeting to order. I'm very happy that we're all here together. And I would ask everyone to rise and join the pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would ask the city clerk to do a roll call.
Alderman Allen?
Here.
Alderman Even?
Here.
Alderman Hughes?
Here.
Alderman Weezahan?
Here.
And Alderman Whitmire.
Here.
I have Alderman Holman, Alderman Mortland, and Alderman Perot as absent. Mayor Reem is presiding, and we do have a quorum.
Thank you. I seek relative to the minutes from the February 28th meeting. I seek a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. Second by Alderman Allen. Any discussion or amendment on those minutes? We have a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And then I would ask the city clerk, are there any citizens who wish to address?
No one has filled out a speaker sheet and left it with me, so it doesn't look like anyone's seeking recognition either.
Okay, thank you. Next, moving on to public hearings. I'll read the first one. A public hearing to review a request from Elliot Abbey and Catherine Keeper, owners, for approval of a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a detached garage located at 1089 Mason Ridge Road in the Suburban Estate Zoning District. I now declare the public hearing open and would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis Countian on February 25th, 2022. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the Municipal Center, on the city's website, on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of subject property, with a list of those owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2219.
Thank you. And Mr. Max Benberg, architect, will be present to answer questions. Are there any questions of the staff, for the staff, or any discussion? I then declare the public hearing closed. Oh, I'm sorry. I think, oh, you're Mr. Benberg. I think we're okay. So I now declare the public hearing
Mayor,
closed.
we need to seek public comments if there are any from the people in the audience.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I think we're good. I now declare the public hearing closed. Second public hearing is a public hearing to consider zoning code amendments related to the regulation of natural resources, specifically tree studies, section 405.335, natural resource protection standards. I now declare the public hearing open and would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis Countian on February 25th, 2022. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the Municipal Center, on the city's website, and sent via Notify Me. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2220.
Questions? Are there any questions of the staff? And are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I now declare the public hearing closed. There are no appointments. At this point, I would like to recognize the board's opportunity to provide reports. Alderman Weezahan.
Thanks, Mayor. Last week at the Parks and Trails Commission, the commission appointed a vice chair, Steve Korwecki, and then also recognized Allison Barkley for her service. She's recently resigned from the commission, and the commission just recognized her service over the years and appreciated everything she's done.
Anyone else have any reports? And Mr. Shelton?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. I just wanted to remind everybody on the board and who might be present tonight or watching on YouTube that Topping Road will be closed tomorrow from 9 a.m. until approximately 3 p.m. for some drainage work. So try to avoid Topping Road if at all possible. It will be closed to through traffic. The other item I had, we had a request for an update on our cost year-to-date for snow plowing, snow removal treatment. And Joanne pulled the numbers to date on our contracts. We've spent $105,000. We have approximately $2,000 in staff overtime in addition to that. So our cost is about $107,000. That includes the use of salt as well. So obviously our contracts are very beneficial to us. We do budget $190,000, so we still have plenty of money available for the remainder, but those are our costs to date. And obviously our team does a fantastic job with that snow removal. The last item, just to remind the board and let everybody know to be on the lookout, our mailer will be going out either later this week or early next week. Reminding everybody, if they haven't signed up for the Notify Me and our various communications, all of our great activities coming up, sign up for that. And then we'll also have information about the upcoming Prop U that we want to just inform everybody about. And we'll also have with our neighboring cities, Ellisville, Baldwin, Manchester, Chesterfield, a placement in the West News magazine coming out March 22nd, again on the Prop U. Thank you all.
Thank you, Robert. I will say too, emphasize that the city staff did a great job during those snowstorms.
Excellent.
Especially that first one. Next, we're fortunate to have Chief Gavins. He's going to give a brief presentation on the flock system. The subdivision meetings that I've been to, there was always questions about the flock system, and so the chief has graciously said that he would give us an overview. I would also just a comment that I believe there was a young girl abducted from this area that was found rapidly in Utah because of the flock system. So I think it is in real time. It's quite effective. Thank you for your time.
Oh, let me scratch that one for me. Still my thunder on that one. Mr. Mayor, Board of Aldermen, thank you for the time this evening to brief everyone on our newly installed flock camera system that was installed or deployed on January 24th. It was installed on the north side of Clayton Road, just west of Ballas. And as the mayor mentioned, there have been a lot of questions, a lot of positive questions. One concern that some of the subdivision meetings brought up was about a live feed. I want to make sure everybody understands that this particular camera system, either the one that the city has purchased for us or a privately owned one, it does not provide a live feed. The capabilities that we have as your police department are search, entry, and alert capabilities that we receive. The alerts that we get, that the officers receive on their mobile data terminals, in their patrol vehicles, or many of us receive on our desktop, include alerts for stolen vehicles coming into town, fugitive warrants, felony warrants, and officer safety alerts such as ex parte orders, etc. Since the deployment on January 24th, we've effected 4 custodial arrests, recovered 1 stolen auto, recovered a set of stolen registration plates. We cleared a tampering and felony possession of a controlled substance case, and we've identified suspect vehicles related to a weapon flourishing case, a property damage case, and a multi-jurisdictional car burglary case. Also, we've got additional private flock cameras that have been privately deployed on Thornhill, Sturbridge, Savannah Way, Barrington Place, and Missouri Baptist Medical Center. So this is an efficient investment that you've all allowed us to make. It really increases the investigative effectiveness of our detective bureau and the officers to get these immediate alerts and respond in a very timely fashion. So, is there any questions? Yeah?
Chief?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to unfinished business, bill number 2215, sponsored by Alderman Whitmire. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2215 is an ordinance approving the third amended final site development plan for the development known as Town and Country Crossing, located at 1000 to 1272 Town and Country Crossing Drive, with conditions to be complied with and authorizing certification of the amended final site development plan. And Mayor, before you entertain any motions on this bill, I'm just going to enter an email from George Stock dated March 8th, 2022 into the record. The email is a formal continuance request for this application and the one to follow for the architectural review. The request is to March 28th for both Town and Country Crossing items, and it was distributed in the packet.
Thank you. I would then seek a motion and a second to continue to March 28th at the request of the applicant.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? I would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote on that continuation.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan?
Aye.
Alderman Even?
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire?
Aye.
And Alderman Hughes?
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. Architectural review also continued from 2/28/22. Town and Country Crossing, 1000 to 1272 Town and Country Crossing Drive. I seek a motion, a second, to continue this to March 28th at the request of the applicant.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? And I think we can do a voice vote here. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 3, bill number 2216, sponsored by Alderman Weezahan. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2216 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute a professional services agreement with SWT Design for services associated with the design and construction administration of the Drace Park Playground Renovation Implementation Project.
Seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, Alderman Hughes. Any discussion or amendment? I would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Weezahan?
Aye.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire?
Aye.
Alderman Even?
Aye.
And Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4496.
Thank you. Number 4, bill number 22-17, also sponsored by Alderman Weezahan. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2217 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute a professional services agreement with SWT Design for services associated with the development of the Longview Farm Park Playground Master Plan.
I would seek a motion to approve in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? I would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Hughes?
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan?
Aye.
Alderman Even?
Aye.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
And Alderman Whitmire.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4497.
Thank you. Number 5, bill number 22-18, sponsored by Alderman Burrow and Allen. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2218 is an ordinance amending the 2021 budget by transferring appropriations amongst general fund expenditure accounts and increasing general fund and post-training fund expenditure accounts and appropriating funds to cover the increases and transferring interfund appropriations between the Parks and Stormwater Fund and Road Fund.
I seek a motion to approve
So moved.
in a second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? Alderman Whitmire.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I was wondering, there's an item in there that, in the memo that describes the salary expenses for the police department were higher than budgeted due to an additional pay period during the 2021 fiscal year. I was wondering if somebody could explain to me kind of what transpired there, because
We will do that.
yeah.
Good evening. So the reason that it appears right now that we were over budget in that line item as other salary accounts is that it's between 2 fiscal years. So at the end of the year, I have to do various cleanup items, and One of the cleanup items is to actually allocate the cost to the right year. And so, because just the way the whole payroll process works, we're paid a particular date, but some of that was 2022 and some of it's 2021. So I have to do the budget adjustment correctly. And so in the end, the police department, their salary line won't be over budget, and neither will some of the others.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? I would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Whitmire.
Aye.
Alderman Even.
Aye.
And Alderman Weasahan.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4498.
Thank you. Moving on to new business, bill number 22-19. Actually looking for a sponsor for this one.
I'll sponsor it.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you. And without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2219 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a detached garage, located at 1089 Mason Ridge Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. Bill number 2219 is continued to the meeting of Monday, March 28, 2022, for the second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 22-20, Alderman Whitmire sponsoring this bill. And without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2220 is an ordinance amending Title 4, Chapter 405, the zoning regulations of the Town and Country Municipal Code, specifically by amending Section 405.335, Natural Resource Protection Standards, regarding the regulation and review of tree studies.
Bill number 22-20 is continued to the meeting of Monday, March 28, 2022, for the second reading and consideration. Next is approval of a purchase order to Tracker Products for evidence barcode system in the amount of $9,795.60. Any discussion? Alderman Whitmire.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I was wondering if someone could tell us a little bit about why we're doing this, how we manage those assets today, why we are implementing this new environment, why we would want to do that.
I would certainly defer to the chief, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, almost every other municipality has gone to this years ago. And we're
Yes,
sort
sir.
of-
That's
we're
absolutely
We're sort of late to the game.
Yes, we are. So basically, if I can conclude, Mayor.
Please.
Basically, this is a cost of doing business investment for the city or for the police department that will significantly reduce our liability risk. It will assist us in maintaining our Missouri accreditation status to the Missouri Police Chiefs Association and considerably reduce our staffing hours when we have to conduct our mandated audits and inventories throughout the course of a calendar year. What would take two to three officers or detectives or command staff members 5 to 7 to possibly 2 weeks to do. With this program, the audits and inventories could be done within a day or two, depending upon what level we're conducting. Currently, as Alderman Whitmire inquired, we utilize an antiquated process of a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and actual handwritten logs. All of our WCDC partners, Clayton PD, as the mayor mentioned, we are well behind the times. They've had them for almost 10 years now. This was one of my top 5 priorities when you named me your chief of police. And if anything would get us in any type of risk liability, it's the way that we track and audit and inventory our evidence in the property we seize from others. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need a motion and a second on that.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Let's take a voice vote for that. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Bill number 22-21, I believe Alderman Weasahan will sponsor this. And then without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2221 is an ordinance approving a purchase order with Turnkey Mobile for 2 Panasonic Toughbook mobile laptops and associated equipment, and amending the 2022 budget by increasing a capital improvements fund expenditure account and appropriating funds to cover the increase, and authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with the Missouri Department of Public Safety for reimbursement of applicable expenses through the local law enforcement block grant.
Thank you. Bill number 22-21 is continued in the meeting on Monday, March 28, 2022, for the second reading and consideration. Alderman Allen,
Should I be a sponsor on that?
certainly. You're very welcome. I'm also going to let you do the next one. Bill number 22-22, Alderman Allen sponsor, and without objection, with the city clerk, read the bill for the first time.
Bill number 2222 is an ordinance amending Title 5, Chapter 505, Streets, Sidewalks, and Public Places of the Municipal Code of the City of Town and Country, specifically Section 505.280 regarding rights-of-way usage regulations.
And that just is getting us in compliance with state law, isn't that correct? Thank you. Bill number 22-22 is continued to the meeting of Monday, March 28, 2022, for the second reading and consideration.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Should I be a sponsor on this one?
yes,
You already had.
yes, yeah. We did it. We did it. On the warrant list, it's in the amount of $1,311,809.06. Seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
A second, Alderman Allen. And I believe the huge majority was relative to our fire contract. But any discussion or amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I really don't have any other thoughts, which is not unusual, but I would open it up to the aldermen or anyone who has anything they would like to bring up. Alderman Allen.
Thank you. I'd just like to say I appreciate the attention that we've gotten over at Mason Points with our chief of police and the officers in general. There's a significant issue with speed, South Outer 40, coming down from Maryville Center Drive, and then also exiting Mason. And we met with the Highway Patrol, and I know Chief Havens is going to work on helping many of us with the solution. One thought I had was to put a sign out that said, caution seniors at play, but I don't know that there exists one of those signs. Thank you.
I will say, when you get off the highways in Mason, there's a tendency to be fairly rapid. I'll try to watch it. Any other thoughts? All right, then I would take a motion to adjourn.
So
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Again, it's good to have everybody here in person.
Thank you all for coming.
I think that's your guys' record.